Good afternoon. Today I'm going to discuss about Unit 5 journal assignment. This week in clinical practice, I encountered a patient diagnosis with a major depressive disorder who presented with a severe anhedonia, low motivation, patient thought of hopelessness. Although I have previously seen patient with a depressive symptom, this encounter felt more significant because the patient openly described feeling emotionally numb and disconnected from family and daily life. This level of emotional emptiness was more intense than I had experienced before, and it challenged my understanding of how deeply depression can affect a person's thinking, functioning, and sense of identity. This, this experience had a strong impact on my understanding of PHNP role. I realized that managing MDD, major depressive disorder, is not only about identifying symptoms or prescribing treatment, but also about consistently providing emotional support, structure, and hope over a time. I notice how important it is for a provider to remain calm, patient, and grounded even when the patient shows minimal motivation for change. It also deepened my understanding of psychopathology, especially how this depressive disorder can dis- distort cognition, reduce emotional responsiveness, and impair decision making. I gain insight that recovering from is often gradual and non-linear, requiring continuous therapeutic engagement. In terms of my personal strength, I recognize that I have a strong empathy and active listening skill. I was able to create a safe space where the patient felt comfortable expressing difficult emotion without judgment. However, I also identify a limitation in myself. I feel an internal urge to fix the patient condition quickly. At time, I become emotionally invested in their improvement, which made me reflection on the importance of maintaining professional boundary. I realized that expressive emotional involvement can affect clinical judgment and lead to unrealistic expectation for the patient progress. Reflecting on my therapeutic use of self, I understand that my presence, tone, and emotional regulation are also a part of the therapeutic treatment process. I learned that simply being present, attentive, and non judgmental can be therapeutic even when immediate symptom improvement is not visible. I also noticed that my calm communication helped the patient to feel more understanding understanding and less isolated. This reinforced the idea that provider patient relationship itself is a key component of psychiatric care. For this experience, I learned a specific lesson: effective psychiatric care requiring balancing empathy with the emotional boundary while accepting slow progress as a part of healing in depression. In my future practice, I will apply this by consciously monitoring my emotional response during patient encounter, using the structured clinical framework to guide decision making, and reminding myself small improvements are the meaningful. I also continue developing patience and resilience as essential skill for a long-term therapeutic relationship as a psychiatric nurse practitioner in practice. Thank you so much.